Welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we get into chapter 2 of Revelation. A bit longer of a text you see here with Revelation 2:1. As always, I encourage you to work from your reader's edition while I work from the screen. Start with a slow reading, move a little bit faster, give you a chance to pause and make what you can of the verse before I offer my commentary. So let's start nice and slow. To angelo tes in Epheso Ekklesias grapson. Tade lege ha kraton tous hepta asteros in te dexia autou. Ha peripaton in meso ton hepta luknion ton cruson. Once more, a little bit faster this time. To angelo tes in Epheso Ekklesias grapson. Tade lege ha kraton tous hepta asteros in te dexia autou. Ha peripaton in meso ton hepta luknion ton cruson. So at this point, go ahead and pause and see what you can make of this. As you can see sort of by the punctuation here, we're going to have sort of two different parts to the verse here. All right, let's go ahead and take the parts one by one. In this first line, you notice that we have right away a dative phrase, to angelo, and then following it, a genitive phrase that's going to modify and give us more information about the dative noun that comes right before it. So to the angel, so remember the dative is often going to be the indirect object of a sentence, and that's what's going on here, that the angel is going to be the indirect object, indirectly receiving the action of the verb, and our verb is going to be over here. It's going to be an imperative that gets repeated quite often in Revelation, right? So the direct object is what is written, and the indirect object of the verb right is to the angel. So something is written, that's what directly happens, and then that writing sort of gets sent on to the angel or given to the angel one step removed. So the direct action, the direct object, and the direct action is the writing itself, and the indirect object in the dative case, as we would expect it, is the angel. So to the angel, tes in Epheso Ekklesias. So in this case, tes and Ekklesias go together. Notice that this is our genitive feminine singular. This is also genitive feminine singular. And John has stuck in between the article and the noun that goes with it, in Epheso. So in Ephesus. And this is one of the things that's sort of elegant that Greek can do that we don't really do in English, is it can take the definite article and a noun and stick whatever it wants in between the definite article and the noun to give us more information about that noun. And this is, there's a fancy term for this in Greek. It's called hyperbaton. And that is where the article and the noun are interrupted by other material, and that other material in the middle that's sort of sandwiched in there tells us more. So to the angel, the one over the church in Ephesus. So if we were to do this very literally, to the angel of in Ephesus church, of the church in Ephesus, we get a very literal sense, and to sort of smooth it out, it would be to the angel over the church in Ephesus. In English, we like to take the in Ephesus and move it over to the other side. We don't like to have things stuck in the middle of our article and our noun. Right, grapson. So we have I'll go ahead and write this down, an aorist active imperative. Remember, the imperative is the mood of command in Greek. Second person singular. So John is being commanded to grapho, to write. And we have the pasi here because we have the ending son This is our aorist second person singular imperative ending. When it's added, when we have that sigma added to a phi from grapho, so our lexical form would be grapho of this verb, the phi plus the sigma makes that psi. So, to the church in Ephesus, to the angel over the church in Ephesus, write, and then essentially what follows down here is going to be what John is meant to write to the angel over the church in Ephesus. So this, grammatically speaking, this is sort of we start with something new here, but in a way, it's sort of the object of what comes before it. But we'll take it grammatically speaking, and sort of partition it out. We have our second word here is going to be our indicative verb in the sentence. This is a present active indicative, third person singular from Lego. So as a third person singular, it's going to be he, she, or it says. And the one that says is going to be the nominatives that follow. And in fact, this whole string, we have two different strings of nominatives that are all very thick descriptions of the one who is speaking. So Revelation, of course, likes vivid, descriptive, and symbolic language. And so this two different nominatives that are describing the same figure that who is saying, and what this entity is saying. So if this is the subject, this is the verb. This right here, tade, is the object. And this is a combination of ta plus de. So ta you will recognize as a neuter plural article, either nominative or accusative. In this case, it's accusative with de added to it. And so technically speaking, this word is a demonstrative pronoun. You know the other demonstrative pronouns as hutos and akenos. Remember, we learned these as the nearer demonstrative this with respect to hutos, and akenos, further demonstrative, pointing further away, that. Tade is going to be another demonstrative that's relatively rare in the New Testament. This only occurs, or different forms of this demonstrative pronoun only occur 10 times in the Greek New Testament, and 8 of them are in this particular phrase, tade lege. And so what happens is the first part of the demonstrative pronoun inflects or changes based on its case, gender, and number. So it's changed to ta from, if you were to look it up in the dictionary, it would be hade in the nominative masculine singular, hede in the feminine nominative singular. So notice this looks like the articles the article paradigm that you know so well. And then in the neuter singular, it would be ta de. So these all look familiar as to the article, and then they change. Each form of this pronoun is going to change at the beginning to inflect for different case, gender, and number. So this ta, this ta is our neuter nominative singular, and then this ta with the alpha rather than the omicron is the neuter accusative or nominative plural. So that's what's going on here, and we're going to translate these as your note in the Reader's Edition says as this, or in this case, because it's a plural, these things. So say or says these things, and the one who says these things is this one and this one, who are going to be the same entity. The first one is ha kraton. So here we have a participle. This is going to be a present active participle, nominative masculine singular. We get that nominative masculine singular information not only from this own ending right here, but more clearly from the definite article. And the verb it comes from is krateo, which means to hold or grasp. So here as a substantival participle, that is, it is adjectival. So remember, participles can either be adjectival or adverbial, and there's sort of sub-uses of each of those main categories. Here we have an adjectival participle that is substantival. That is, it's functioning as a noun itself. So the one holding, and then what is being held. Remember, a participle can take an object. What is being held here, let's do this in a different color, is tous hepta asteros, the 7 stars, hepta, the adjective modifying stars, with a prepositional phrase following it, in te dexia autou, in the right of him, or in his right hand. So remember, we've seen this several times now. The right hand, excuse me, this is my left hand, this is my right hand. The right hand is often expressed just as the right in Greek. And we've seen this several times in Revelation as we've been translating through. The one holding the 7 stars in his right hand says these things. And then this is also going to give us more information about this same figure. The one holding the 7 stars in his right hand. The one peripaton, once again, we have the same exact parsing information. This is going to be a participle. It's going to be present active participle, nominative masculine singular. We can get that information from the definite article, from the verb peripateo, which means to walk, or literally walking around. So the one walking in meso. So we're going to have a prepositional phrase from in all the way to the end here. In middle, notice that there's no definite article here in Greek, but we like middle to be a definite concept. In the middle, and then tone hepta, luknion, tone kruson is going to give us more information about the middle. In the middle of, because it's genitive, we like that of in there for the genitive, of the 7 lampstands, the golden ones. Or because this is an attributive adjective, the 7 golden lampstands. So to put it all back together, both parts, let's start with our verb, write to the angel of the church in Ephesus, or over the church in Ephesus. The one grasping the 7 stars in his right hand, the one walking in the middle of the 7 golden lampstands, says these things. And then what we're going to get as we move forward in Revelation is down here in what would be blank space if I didn't put chicken scratch there, is going to be what the one holding the 7 stars in his right hand and the one walking in the middle of the 7 golden lampstand says. We're going to get the content of what is said coming next.